This is Wake and Hustle. Join us every week as we take you on a journey to listen to real stories
by real entrepreneurs with a powerful blend of motivation to keep you thriving. Hey y'all, Lovey and Alicia back with another episode of Wake and Hustle, where we highlight entrepreneurs from all walks of life.
And today we have Anton Slaughter with us. He is owner and operator of Journey Barber School and Journey Resource Center based out of Maple Heights, Ohio. Antoine, you have a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot happening. And we noticed that as far as the community goes, you did Word Mart with the Word Church?
Yes, I did. Word Mart, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about it.
So, I like to give back to the community. That's one of the main reasons I opened up the Resource Center. If you ever paid attention to it, it's not community center, it's not hall, it's Resource Center to give back resources to the community. Because I feel like when you build up the people around you, your business will thrive for sure. It's not just about building yourself up. You build up the people around you as a real leader, and you'll be successful. So when I heard about the Word Mart, I'm like, yeah, I got to be a part of that, because I feel like the platform that Pastor Vernon makes, like, he's a great philanthropist. And then with Miles Garrett being there, I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to be a part of that. So it wasn't just the platform, but I like giving back, because we actually do a homeless shelter every month. I've been doing that before I even opened up the school about 7 years ago. So I like to feel you gotta have humility. And I like giving back. So I like being able to go over there and see their faces after you give them a haircut. The inspiration, the encouragement, just with getting a new haircut.
When you look good, you feel good.
Yeah, facts,
so I love that.
Definitely.
I love that. That's amazing. So one of the things that Wake and Hustle is pivoted on, as you hear the name Wake and Hustle. So how do you start your day as an entrepreneur with so many things?
So when I'm in my right frame of mind and I'm more so centered, I wake up. If I got my daughter spending the night, I take care of her. I pray. And then I try to take at least 5 minutes out of just centering myself, because you really don't know what, as being an entrepreneur, you get a little bit of everything. You're not, until you build out a structure and system. With me being a brand new school, everything is like you're still learning things.
Exactly.
So I try to make sure I center myself in the morning with a prayer. Like this morning I hop on a prayer call. And I make sure I do that to give me some type of foundation.
Yeah, because we don't know what the day's gonna bring.
Right.
So you want to have something to hold on to, keep your mind right, to handle it. I love that.
I do. Yeah. One of the things that we talk about too when we had our call is being an entrepreneur, like you were saying, you don't know what you're going to run to throughout your day. So just taking the time to kind of just get some type of solitude before your day even start, just get grounded and just even think, and being able to kind of like reset and reflect before it even starts. Like, okay, I know that this day ain't gonna go as smooth as I wanted to go, but I'm gonna try my best. And if something goes left there, you're prepared for it.
Exactly.
Definitely. The best thing I would say is when I'm getting centered, I always remember the reason of why I'm doing this. Because if you just go on, a lot of people try to go in for money, which I try to teach my students, don't go in for money. Because even when you hit that peak, then what? So like I have fulfillment in helping other people and inspiring other people. So that's one of my whys right there.
Yeah, so you could never really fill that cup. You're still reaching to always. There's so many people that you can inspire. You'll never hit that. You'll keep striving for it. I love that. I love that. So with that, how is it that you stay motivated, productive in your role, really considering wearing so many hats as a resource center, a barber school? How is it that you keep that momentum?
Well, I always try to remain as a student of the game, no matter where I'm at. Even though I'm an instructor teaching at a school, I remain a student, because there's always more knowledge out there to gain to keep on projecting what my real purpose is. I feel like my purpose is helping people. I'm fulfilled, gives me fulfillment doing that, because previously I was just moving around with no purpose, aimlessly. So I feel like doing that helps me a lot.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. You said previously you were just kind of like moving around, and we can relate to that. I think all entrepreneurs for the most part can relate to that, especially in the beginning. What part in your journey did you realize, let me get some type of structure?
Or find a purpose? Yeah. Like, where did you gain that purpose fulfillment?
So it's this quote I tell my students: you're one failure away from success. So I had to hit rock bottom. I ended up doing 6 years. And after my last bit, I had 2 bits. My child was born while I was in prison. And I knew, like, in order to have the fulfillment that I want of inspiring people or helping people out, I gotta pivot, like you said, change something up, because whatever method I'm using it's gonna have me in and out of jail. Which is, I feel like it's a selfish decision on myself or other people who do go back in jail. They say they want to do this and do that, but it's really, when you're in jail, you depend on other people to move the pieces that you need. So me hitting rock bottom helped me do that. And I understood that I wanted to build a legacy, something worth. When I do have usually they can, like, all these people like, yeah, I helped this person, I helped this person. That's a great feeling right there. Just to know you help other people out.
Yeah, that's a stunt. That's a cap right there. Can't nobody beat when you got people that you change people's lives. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's way bigger than saying, "Oh, I helped you make some money." It's like, I changed your whole life. Right. That's unbeatable. It's unmatched.
It is. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been home? You said you did 6 years, right?
So my first bit, I did 5 years. That's when I got my barber's license, 18 to 23.
Okay.
And then 2018, they gave me 18 months, which, by the grace of God, I was supposed to get 4 years, but I did a lot of praying. They gave me 18 months and they let me out in a year, and I got my CDL's license that bit. And I had already started with my business plan to open up a barber school. But I really didn't put it into play, into effect, until I got out, and I had to watch on the the little screen when you locked up that your daughter being born. I'm like, damn, this is my first baby and I'm locked up. So I'm like, damn, it's time to change something.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So how was it when you say you were doing your journey and that bit and everything, trying to maintain that lifestyle? And you said you got your CDLs, you got your barber. Like, how did you keep getting things and obtaining things while having so many adversities? That's you did what?
The ultimate hustle.
You can do that.
Yeah.
So it's about, I believe in maximizing your time. Time is the most valuable thing you can have in life. Because even with time, if you have mistakes, you can fix it. With money, of course, you keep on going, but you can't buy health with money.
No.
You can't buy confidence. You can't buy swag with money.
No.
With time, over time.
Can't buy loyalty.
Exactly. Can't buy loyalty. But like with time, like, man, it's the most valuable things you can have. Time and inspiration. So I know when I was in there, like, anytime I did it, I mean, I was a nugget when I first at 18 and 22, going back and forth to the hole, to like, man, damn, I keep on running to the wall. Like, maybe I need to. The things that I want, I'm very creative. I'm a creator. And I knew one thing I did know, I didn't want to work for nobody. But that comes from, it's a genuine statement, because a lot of people say they don't want to work for nobody, but they have no customer service. They lack customer service. They lack discipline. They lack structure. And so
you're the perfect employee without all those things.
Yeah, exactly. So, I wanted to be more than a hustler. I wanted to be a businessman.
Yes.
So that was my goal. In order to do that, like, you gotta separate yourself. You gotta you want to plant multiple seeds, and then separate yourself.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. All right. Well, with that, because that's amazing, and having that aspect of knowing that your time is precious and using it wisely, can you share the story on how you really got started in barber school? And, like, I kind of hear a little bit of what inspired it, but like, how did you just, like,
this is
I'm going out, I'm doing a barber school and a resource center, not a community center, a resource center?
So the barber school started, like I said, when I caught my last case. The inspiration came from, so I started cutting hair in 2000. I got my license 2010.
I started
cutting hair downtown, with JT the Barber. And
Okay.
he was cutting all the Browns players. So previously to that, when I was in school, I always told people like I'm gonna be on TV with my haircuts, and of course I'm 22. They all laughing at me, but they not laughing at me like I'm a joke. Like go on, youngster, go whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm gonna really make that happen. Like so, I stood on my word and I positioned myself and put myself in that environment to actually reach my goals.
Okay.
So from that seed was planted, and I ended up going to New York. And my homeboy got drafted to the Jets. He took me up there with him. We had a conversation before he even got drafted.
Okay.
I'm like, bro, I'm going wherever you go, I'm going.
Yeah.
I can remember a phone call. Yeah, I got drafted to the Jets. I packed my things up in 2 weeks and I was gone.
I know that's right.
It was one of I feel like the most pivotal, biggest decisions I made in my life, because I was able to get away from myself and put myself in a position of uncomfortability. That's where the growth comes from. When you're uncomfortable. I was too comfortable here.
Yep.
When you feel like you at your peak or your max, 9 times out of 10 you ain't.
No.
You just too comfortable. And once you get out that comfortable space, that's where more growth comes. So from there, I was cutting the New York Jets. I was getting flown. I cut in Atlanta, Cali, Miami.
You was getting flued out, huh?
Yeah. So, in the midst of that, like I was only out for like 3-4 years, and I used to get calls from prison like, bruh, what's up? Like, what's up? Teach me this. I'm like, bro, I couldn't even tell you. I didn't go in a mentorship or teaching. I wasn't in a teaching mindset. I'm just going with the flow of.
Right.
They just like my character. Like, he cool, laid back. So I ended up, my homeboy to this day, Sheldon Richardson.
Okay.
We ended up clicking in New York, and I ended up moving with him in New Jersey.
Okay.
So just being around that exposure of a millionaire, dude, is $10 million. That exposure alone, like what we entrepreneurs and creators.
Yeah.
It's like your brain is going, what do I need to do to be like you? Like he pulling up in Bentleys, bro. Let's go out in Queens, go to a strip club. I'm just gonna do 2,000. I'm getting 10,000.
No.
10,000.
Right.
Next
Get
thing
that
you know,
energy.
Yeah, 25,000. Like, bruh, so you when you around stuff like that, and people are open to having conversations with you, they take a liking to you.
Yes.
And we end up like we're considered extended family.
Okay.
Now, I'm not just as Barber. That's like we extended. I go down to St. Louis and kick it with them. And every time I'm around, I'm just sitting back. What do I need to do?
Yeah, that mindset is
like,
thinking.
I want to be an asset instead of a liability. And I'm like,
100%.
exactly. So just being around him, having conversations with him, Frank Clark, just being around all of them.
Okay.
It's the exposure that you get opens doors.
And
you just need to know how to tap into it.
Yeah.
So that exposure just helped me just build out traveling around the world. That's one thing I love about traveling. When you travel, you take bits and pieces of every single city, and you can bring it back to your city and sell it.
Yeah.
You can sell it. So
and it's something that they've never seen because you went out and seen it. If you were here, you wouldn't have seen it. So you know we're missing it, and you bring it back, and that makes you valuable.
Yep, you got to bring value. So I did that, and then I got a little lost on it, but I can't end up coming back. My homeboy, when I was the one out of New York, when I was locked up, I just remember somebody hit my rack like, "Hey, your boy just got drafted to the Browns," and I'm like, "Damn." He came from St. Louis. He went to New York, went to Minnesota, went to Seattle. Now you're here in Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm talking on the phone like, bro, this is meant to be. I gotta open up this school. I gotta open up. This was his biggest contract.
Okay.
And I'm like, bro, I gotta open up this school. So
Yeah.
I'd already had my business plan, but I felt like that was just God right there.
Yes.
And it sounds like it's so many parts, like even down to just, let's just talk about the art of building relationships, like powerful relationships, not just anybody, but like life-changing relationships that'll kind of put your mindset at a certain peak. Like, you know what? I'm thinking too small.
Exactly.
I'm thinking too small. Like I'm in a room with a billionaire, a millionaire, you know, people that's actually doing stuff. Like I want to continue to stay in those rooms. And it sounds like these were relationships that you were able to just genuinely build.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's the best part about networking. You want to build genuine, authentic relationships. Nothing was forced.
No.
we click just like this. Like that's my dog. He'll pull up. He even sign. He's the first person to sign my wall because he actually knew my journey of like, yeah, bro. When you first got out, like I was rocking with you, letting you cut my hair. Then you went back and you did it. Like you actually did it.
Stood on your word. Yeah,
exactly.
The power of networking is so huge. And when you say authenticity, it's like you can network. You can get in a room. I can give anybody my business card, but if I don't establish that relationship and get that bond or that click, like you were speaking about, how far is that interaction ever really gonna go?
Exactly.
You know, what do you think is the biggest part for you to build those relationships? What is some advice you can give to someone that's like, I dream big. How can I network and be authentic?
I would say an adversity is opportunity.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of people take screenshots of their life and they run with that and like it's all over with. Like, no, it's really opportunities in those situations, adversity.
Okay.
Once you grow through your adversity, that's where you really born you go on to the next level. It's like a butterfly, a caterpillar.
Yep.
You constantly growing, but you got to get through that adversity. If you don't make it through that adversity, you really ain't learn nothing. That's one of the reasons I call the Journey Barber School. You got to end goal, you got to finish, but everything in between, that's where you really learn who you are, what your purpose is, your character, what you're willing to go through, what you're not willing to do, non-negotiables. There's just so much in between that you can grow and learn through.
I love that. I didn't even think on where the name itself came from.
But now that you break it down like that, it's
what?
like, okay, it's a
That's
lot more
huge.
to it. Yeah.
So it's like when you think about like going to Harvard, it has that name. It's like, oh, I went to Harvard. So like as those in the entrepreneur space, it's like I went to Germany. You know what I mean? And I learned myself. I understood the processes. I understood the importance of networking. I'm embracing who I am with that name. You know what I mean? I feel like your students are able to come here and having your realistic nature and what you've been through and your adversities and your mindset is not just teaching them how to cut hair, but how to just be an overall better person. So that's huge.
Barbering is way more than skills. I feel like barbering, being a barbering industry or the beauty industry, I feel like it's about 25% skill set. Okay. 75% who you really are, how you, because in the barbershop, it's like our country club. Like we're mentors, we're health advisors, we're counselors. It's everything. It's like a gumbo pot. Like that's who makes who you are. And like you can have a skill set but no customer service. You gotta have a blend. Yeah, you gotta have a blend of both. So I love being a barber because you're able to get in rooms or close to people that you would never think. Think about like how else can you get close to Obama? Right. Without them like up in his personal space besides
without doing a background check.
Yeah. They still probably gonna do a background check.
But still, you close with Obama though. You ain't standing all the way over here like, hi. Exactly. You in his face.
That's personal. You know, we take pride in who chairs we sit down in. We take a lot of pride in that. You know, so with that being said, I think that, I think that's dope.
I love it. And I agree with you 100%. And when you think about the beauty industry, when you think about the connection, when you think how personal that relationship alone is, that is so true. Like I get my hair done, I would get my hair done by my same person. I'll get my nails done by my same person. It's not if they had something can happen and they could cancel on my wedding day. I'm so locked in with them that it does not even matter. Like I will go to the next person, but this my girl. Like I'm going based on the relationship. So I met a few of my service people by referrals, but I only keep those people because of the relationships that we build. It's so personal. That's like
people do good work. A lot of people do good work.
Yeah. I see hella work.
But it's about the person itself. Like, am I comfortable being in their chair, their aura, their energy sitting on top of me?
Yeah.
It's bigger than just that. You know, if I want this person touching me every 2 weeks, every week, you know, and then 9 times out of 10, your barber, your hairstylist, we venting the whole time.
The counseling part was big. I was ready to tell my story.